It's a story of a seemingly ordinary family from Santacruz, Mumbai, where a tragic death unraveled a sinister plot that had everyone gasping in disbelief. This is the case of Kamal Kant Shah, a story that began with a sudden illness and ended with shocking revelations that would leave you questioning the very nature of trust.
Another sensational case has come to light in Mumbai, Santacruz, where a wife along with her lover slowly poisoned her husband to death.
Kamal Kant Shah was a respected figure in his community, living a seemingly perfect life with his wife, Kajal, and their 2 children. However, in August 2022, his life took a dark turn. Kamal suddenly fell ill with severe stomach pain and relentless vomiting. He reached out to his family doctor, who, in a typical response, prescribed some medication and suggested a light diet. Kamal followed these instructions, and for a brief period, it seemed like he was improving. But that relief was short-lived. The agony returned with a vengeance, and despite the medication, Kamal's condition only worsened. For about 10 days, he endured this relentless pain. Then, on the night of August 22nd at around 12:30 a.m., his symptoms became unbearable. Kajal, desperate and scared, rushed him to a prominent Mumbai hospital. Kamal was admitted, and doctors immediately began a series of tests to diagnose the problem. Hours turned into days, and despite the medical team's best efforts, Kamal's condition continued to deteriorate. His organs began to fail one after another, and despite their heroic efforts, the doctors couldn't save him. On the night of September 19th, 2022, Kamal Kant Shah passed away at the age of just 46, leaving his family in utter devastation. The hospital was filled with grief-stricken friends and family, including Kamal's sisters, Kavita, SMA, and Nahal, along with his close friend, Hesh Sen. Amidst the chaos of mourning and making arrangements for the funeral, an unexpected twist occurred. Kajal and the family requested Kamal's body for the final rites, but they were met with an astonishing development. A junior doctor delivered the shocking news. "Sorry, we cannot hand over Kamal Khan's body to you. Our senior doctor has many suspicions about his death and has informed the police." The family was stunned. What could possibly be suspicious about Kamal's death? Why had the doctor alerted the authorities? As it turned out, the senior doctor had discovered something alarming in Kamal's test results. Blood tests revealed that Kamal's body contained dangerously high levels of metals, specifically arsenic and thallium. The arsenic levels were found to be 400 times above the normal range, and thallium levels were 365 times higher than usual. These metals, known for their toxic properties, indicated a possible poisoning. The medical community and the police were thrown into a whirlwind of confusion. How had Kamal, a seemingly healthy individual, come to be poisoned with such high levels of these deadly substances?
Basically, the death of the victim happened around 2.5 months ago. However, at that time, the medical report of the Bombay hospital came out, in which where the victim was admitted, and it suggested traces of thallium and arsenic in the body. And based on that, the accidental death report case was registered by Mumbai police.
The investigation revealed a dark and twisted truth. Kajal, Kamal's wife, was at the center of a love triangle. As detectives delved deeper, they uncovered evidence that pointed to a meticulously planned murder orchestrated by Kajal, driven by motives that shocked everyone involved. The betrayal and deceit that surfaced were beyond comprehension. Kajal's actions not only shattered the lives of her immediate family, but also turned a once happy household into a grim spectacle of betrayal. The case of Kamal Kant Shah serves as a stark reminder of how beneath the surface of everyday life, hidden dangers and dark secrets can lurk, ready to explode into a tragic reality. The police, faced with the possibility of foul play, launched a thorough investigation. They interviewed Kamal's wife, Kajal, his sisters, Kavita, SMA, and Nahal, and other close friends and relatives. Although initial interrogations didn't yield concrete evidence, some behaviors and body language seemed suspicious, hinting that someone might be hiding something. Undeterred by mere suspicion, the police conducted a post-mortem and released Kamal's body for the funeral. Meanwhile, the case was escalated to the crime branch, which approached the investigation with meticulous care. They consulted with the senior doctor to understand the specifics of the poisoning. The critical question was whether it was feasible for Kamal to have ingested such high amounts of arsenic and thallium all at once. The doctor clarified that such high doses couldn't be administered suddenly. Instead, the chemicals must have been introduced gradually over several months through food, water, or other means. This prolonged exposure was necessary to reach the deadly levels found in Kamal's body. The officers faced a new challenge. If arsenic and thallium were mixed into food or water, they wouldn't alter the taste or appearance, making detection difficult. Moreover, these substances are banned for personal use in India, but can be acquired under strict conditions for specific purposes. The question arose, if ordinary people couldn't buy these toxins, how did the perpetrator obtain them? This crucial detail guided the crime branch's investigation. They focused on Kamal's family and the environment surrounding him. The first significant breakthrough came from interrogating Kamal's sisters, Kavita, SMA, and Nahal. Their statements hinted at deeper issues and revealed reasons for suspicion. The sisters' revelations pointed the investigation in a new direction. Their accounts provided critical insights into Kamal's life and hinted at possible motives behind the poisoning. The investigation now had a clearer path, focusing on uncovering the identity of the person who orchestrated this methodical poisoning and the motives driving such a heinous act.
The medical report showed traces of thallium and arsenic in the body, and based on the circumstantial technical evidence and medical evidence, the accused have been arrested on the charge of murder on Friday.
Kamal Khan's sudden death had left everyone stunned. The official cause was poisoning with dangerously high levels of arsenic and thallium found in his system. But who could have done this? Kamal's sister, Kavita, was quick to point fingers. She firmly believed that her sister-in-law, Kajal, was behind it. But what led her to this conclusion? According to Kavita, Kajal had been involved in an affair with Kamal's friend, Heshjin. The police were curious. How could an affair be linked to a murder? Kavita explained that despite Kamal's previous good health, his organs had failed suddenly and without warning, which seemed too coincidental to be natural. Even more troubling, during Kamal's hospital stay, Kajal was seen requesting property papers, insurance policies, and bank account details. This behavior struck the family as highly suspicious. Kavita and her sisters also revealed another eerie detail. Their mother, Sharda Devi, had died in a similar fashion just 2 months prior. In July, she had suddenly started vomiting and experiencing stomach pain. Despite treatment, her organs failed and she passed away. Both women's deaths had occurred under nearly identical circumstances, raising the stakes in this chilling narrative.
Now, before the victim died, in June, his mother also had died. So basically, the police is also trying to understand if they were given poison as well. Talking about who the victim is, the victim's name, the deceased name is Kamal Khan Shah. He was 45, a resident of Santacruz East, and he was into the garment business. As per the police's investigation so far, he was being given poison multiple times, due to which his health deteriorated.
The sisters' revelations gave the police a clear direction. They decided to dig deeper into Kajal's life and relationships. The first step was to examine Kajal's call logs. It was discovered that she and Heshjin had been in frequent contact, reinforcing the sisters' suspicions about their relationship. Next, the investigation took a critical turn. Crime branch experts delved into Heshjin's internet history and discovered something unsettling. Hesh had been searching for chemicals that could kill someone without arousing suspicion. This revelation connected the dots and suggested that Heshjin was not only involved, but had played a key role in the plot. With this new evidence, the police apprehended Heshjin. Under interrogation, he confessed to his involvement and revealed the full extent of the conspiracy. It turned out that Hesh and Kajal had meticulously planned Kamal's murder together. Kajal, originally from a prominent industrialist family, had married Kamal in 2012. Their relationship had deteriorated over the years, leading Kajal to leave her in-laws' house. Desperate for a solution and possibly influenced by her affair with Hesh, Kajal had conspired to eliminate Kamal to access his assets and secure her future. The shocking truth began to unravel as Kajal was also taken into custody. Together, Hesh and Kajal confessed to the police about their elaborate scheme, which involved gradually poisoning Kamal to avoid detection. They had used their access to Kamal's food and drink to administer the lethal chemicals over time, ensuring that the poisoning would appear as a sudden and inexplicable illness. This case of Kamal Kant Shah highlights the depths of human deceit and the lengths to which people will go for personal gain. The meticulous planning and execution of the murder, combined with the tragic deaths of both Kamal and his mother, paint a haunting picture of betrayal and malice. In May 2021, when Kajal Shah decided to move back to her father's house. The reason for this move was none other than Heshjin, Kamal Kant Shah's childhood friend. Hesh and Kamal had a close bond, and whenever Kamal and Kajal had arguments, Hesh would step in to mediate. But Hesh's intentions were anything but noble. He exploited their disputes, using the opportunity to betray Kamal. As it turned out, Hesh wasn't just a mediator, he had a secret agenda. Kajal, who was increasingly dissatisfied with her marriage, found herself frequently calling Hesh to help resolve her conflicts with Kamal. Hesh, ever the opportunist, saw this as his chance to develop a romantic relationship with Kajal. Their affair grew more intense, and the truth eventually came out. Kamal and his sisters were shocked to discover the illicit relationship, leading to more fights, and ultimately, Kajal leaving Kamal to stay with her parents. With their affair out in the open, Kajal and Hesh made plans to marry, but instead of taking the straightforward route of divorce, they concocted a more sinister plan to secure Kamal's substantial property. Their scheme involved murder, a cold, calculated move that would ensure they could inherit Kamal's assets. Hesh, who had done his homework, researched how to obtain arsenic and thallium, two deadly chemicals that would be perfect for their plan. These substances are colorless, tasteless, and can cause gradual organ failure, making them ideal for a slow, undetectable murder. But there was a catch. These chemicals are banned in the country. So how did Hesh get his hands on them? The answer lies in Hesh's ingenuity. He discovered that certain businesses could legally apply for these chemicals under specific conditions. So, Hesh crafted fake business documents and used them to obtain the deadly substances. With the chemicals secured, the real plan was set in motion. But the plot didn't end with Kamal. Hesh and Kajal knew that as long as Kamal's mother, Sharda Devi, was alive, Kajal couldn't inherit all of Kamal's property. So they decided to poison both Sharda and Kamal. Their plan was to carry out a silent murder, slowly administering the chemicals over time to make the deaths look like natural causes. In June 2022, Kajal made a dramatic return to her husband, Kamal Kant Shah's home. This move was more than just a family reunion. It marked the beginning of a deeply sinister plot. Back under the same roof with Kamal, their two children, and Kamal's mother, Sharda Devi, Kajal's intentions were anything but benign. With a facade of normalcy, Kajal began her cruel scheme, stealthily introducing deadly substances into the household. She mixed arsenic and thallium into their daily food, water, and milk, an insidious method designed to inflict harm without immediate detection. These toxins, known for their lack of taste and color, would slowly infiltrate the bodies of Sharda Devi and Kamal, setting the stage for a gradual yet devastating decline in their health. The effects of these poisons were not immediate but rather subtle and sinister. Over time, the arsenic and thallium began to wreak havoc, causing severe and progressive organ failure. This methodical poisoning was engineered to appear as a natural deterioration in health, allowing the perpetrators to maintain their facade of innocence while the victims suffered in silence. The whole plot was a chilling testament to the lengths to which individuals might go to achieve their personal objectives. Kamal's sudden and unexplained health decline, followed by his tragic demise, was not the result of chance or a natural cause, but rather the culmination of a meticulously orchestrated and cruelly executed plan. This conspiracy highlights the dark side of human nature and the disturbing capacity for premeditated evil when driven by personal gain. The plot took a darker turn in July 2022 when the insidious poison that Kajal and Hesh had secretly administered began to reveal its deadly effects. Sharda Devi, Kamal Kant Shah's elderly mother, was the first to show signs of the nefarious plot. She started experiencing severe and unrelenting symptoms, intense vomiting and debilitating stomach pain. Despite receiving medical treatment, her condition rapidly deteriorated. On August 13, 2022, Sharda Devi passed away. Here's where the horror deepens. After her death, a post-mortem revealed alarmingly high levels of arsenic and thallium in Sharda Devi's body. These were the same toxic chemicals that had been used to poison Kamal. Although her age likely contributed to her demise occurring more swiftly, the simultaneous poisoning of both mother and son was a calculated part of a devious scheme. Kajal and Hesh had crafted their plot to seem like a tragic coincidence, hoping to avoid any suspicion. They believed they had covered their tracks meticulously, yet their dark plans were on the brink of exposure. With Sharda Devi out of the way, Kajal's confidence grew. She was certain that Kamal would soon follow his mother's path to death, without anyone suspecting that something more sinister was at play. This overconfidence, however, proved to be a crucial miscalculation. Kajal made the dangerous decision to increase the dosage of poison administered to Kamal, mistakenly believing that a higher dose would speed up his demise and finalize their plan. The intensified poisoning was intended to ensure Kamal's death, but also set the stage for the eventual unraveling of their scheme. Kajal's choice to escalate the poisoning would soon prove to be the turning point in the investigation, exposing the cruel and calculating nature of their plot. The increased dosage of poison had a catastrophic effect on Kamal's body, resulting in staggering levels of toxins that were far beyond anything normal. The arsenic levels in his system were measured at an astonishing 400 times the standard threshold, while the thallium levels were 365 times higher than usual. These results were so extreme that they immediately set off alarm bells among the medical professionals. The doctors, baffled by these exceptionally high readings, were left grappling with the realization that something deeply sinister was at play. As the investigation progressed, the crime branch was brought into the case to unravel the complex web of deceit. They meticulously sifted through the evidence, drawing connections between the deaths of Kamal and Sharda Devi. The timeline of their deaths, coupled with the alarmingly high levels of poison found in their bodies, created a clear link between the two incidents. The behavior of Kajal and Hesh, marked by evasiveness and peculiar actions, further compounded the suspicions surrounding their involvement. The horrifying truth began to surface as the investigation delved deeper. Kajal and Hesh had meticulously orchestrated a slow and insidious murder plan. Their strategy was to poison Kamal and Sharda Devi gradually, intending to make their deaths appear as if they were the result of natural causes. By administering the toxins over an extended period, they hoped to avoid any suspicion and cover up their heinous crime. However, their carefully laid plan began to crumble when the unusually high levels of arsenic and thallium in Kamal's body were detected. This discovery led to a thorough investigation, eventually exposing the full extent of their horrific scheme. The crime branch's diligent work revealed the chilling details of how Kajal and Hesh had plotted to eliminate their victims. The slow poisoning, which was meant to be undetectable and seamless, ultimately became the very thing that unraveled their entire conspiracy. Their attempt to execute a perfect crime was thwarted by the very evidence they had hoped to conceal, bringing to light the calculated and brutal nature of their actions. In the end, Kajal and Hesh were arrested and charged with the murders of Kamal Kant Shah and Sharda Devi.
To Sohit Mishra for more on this. Sohit, what are the details of this sordid case, and where are the wife and her so-called lover? Have they been charged with murder? What's going on?
The accused as well as both the accused have been arrested, transferred to the crime branch in October, and Unit 9 of the Mumbai crime branch launched an investigation by recording statements of the victim's wife, lover, as well as few relatives and friends. And then, based on the evidence, a murder case was registered, and then both the accused have been arrested, and they were produced in the court and remanded to police custody till 8th of December. So this is what we know. And as I said, the medical report showed traces of thallium and arsenic in the body, and based on the circumstantial technical evidence and medical evidence, the accused have been arrested on the charge of murder on Friday. And later, on September 3rd, he was shifted to Bombay Hospital, where he died on 19th of September. The hospital authority had informed the police about what has happened, what is the report that came forward. Based on that, the accidental death report was registered by the police itself, and they did the entire investigation. Now, both the accused have been remanded to police custody till 8th of December, and the police is trying to investigate the matter as of now.
The crime branch pursued the case with determination, seeking to ensure that these two perpetrators received the maximum punishment for their heinous crimes. While justice for Kamal and Sharda Devi is a small consolation, the real tragedy lies in the loss of two innocent lives and the impact on their children. Their lives have been irreversibly changed, plunged into darkness by the actions of those they should have been able to trust the most. As we reflect on this tragic story, let's hope for healing and support for the children affected by this case. Thanks for watching. Please like the video, press the subscribe button, and also drop your thoughts in the comments section.